Good morning. Today, I'd like to share the story, Baby Buddha's Birthday Party, the story of Hanamatsuri. Once upon a time, a long time ago in ancient India, there lived a king and a queen. King Siddhartha was the king of the most powerful kingdom of all in ancient India. The king was a great leader, a wise king, and the people of the kingdom lived happily together in peace. Queen Maya was a beautiful, kind, and generous queen who was always thinking of the happiness of the people who lived in the kingdom. The only thing that was missing in their lives was a baby to call their own, a baby who would grow up to be queen or king, a baby they could love most of all. One day, Queen Maya had a mysterious and wonderful dream. In her dream, a white elephant appeared before her and bowed, and then said, "Aloha, your wish is granted because you are so kind and always thinking of the people who live in the kingdom." The next day, the king and queen shared the wonderful news with all the people of the kingdom. Queen Maya was going to have a baby. Queen Maya was traveling to her parents' home to give birth to the baby, as was the custom in ancient India. And along the way, Queen Maya got a little bit tired, so they stopped to rest in the beautiful gardens of Lumbini. Queen Maya saw the most beautiful flower in a tree branch and reached up to touch it when the baby popped out. Prince Siddhartha, who would grow up to become the Buddha, the awakened one, immediately took 7 steps, lotus flowers blossoming under his feet. Siddhartha, the baby Buddha, raised one hand to point to the sky and lowered one hand to point to the earth and said, "In the heavens above and on the earth below, I alone am the world-honored one." Wondrous birds flew joyfully through the sky, their voices singing songs so beautiful the music turns into flower petals that shower down from the sky. Purple clouds of incense smoke perfumed the forest with the most wonderful scent. And wonder of wonders, sweet rain, pure, clean water, fell gently from the sky and washed the baby. All of the forest creatures, the animals, the birds, the fish, they danced with joy. And the people of the kingdom rejoiced and shared the happiness of their beloved king and queen, who finally had a baby to call their own, a baby they could love most of all. A baby who would grow up to be king. And the baby? Well, the baby grew up to become Buddha, the awakened one. And Shakyamuni Buddha, the baby Buddha, whose birthday we celebrate on April 8th, taught us about Amida Buddha's great love and great compassion. Namo Amida Butsu. And that's why we celebrate the baby Buddha's birthday as Hanamatsuri, which means a flower festival in Japanese. And that's also why we make a hanamido, or flower palace, for the statue of the baby Buddha, and also why we offer flowers, incense, and light. And that's also why we have the most fun part of Hanamatsuri, bathing the baby Buddha. In ancient India, sweet rain meant pure, clean water that all people, all living beings need to survive. When the story of the baby Buddha's birthday came to China, they thought, sweet rain, that sounds like tencha, which is a very special Chinese herb that is very, very sweet when you make tea with it. So when Buddhism comes to Japan, and the story of the baby Buddha's birthday comes to Japan, tencha becomes amacha, which in Japanese could also mean sweet tea. So when the word amacha comes to Hawaii and the mainland US, it becomes Lipton's tea sweetened with cane sugar, C&H cane sugar from Hawaii. So next year, let's all try a taste of the real amacha, as it's called in Japanese. It's really quite sweet. The story of the baby Buddha's birthday is a wonderful story with amazing and wonderful things that show us just how special the birth of the baby Buddha is. And that's why we celebrate Hanamatsuri every year. Now, if you ask your mommy and daddy or your grandma and grandpa about the time that you were born, I'm sure they will tell you you were the most beautiful baby in the whole world, and they fell in love with you at first sight. And when you were born, the sky was bluer, the clouds were whiter, The flowers looked more beautiful, and the birds' songs sounded sweeter, and everything in the world was wonderful. And if you're a mommy, daddy, grandpa, grandma, or auntie or uncle, be sure to hug your keiki today for Hanamatsuri and tell them about how you felt the day your keiki was born. As Buddhists, we celebrate the birth of the Buddha in gratitude for the Dharma teachings, especially the truth of Amida's vow to save all people through birth in the Pure Land and becoming Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Mahalo for listening this morning. May your day be filled with aloha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namanda Butsu.